How's it going, everybody? It's been a minute. It's been a long ass minute. I took a break from the screen, from content creation, from coding, marathons, and the constant notifications to actually just put myself in a position of resetting and restructuring. And honestly, I just needed to breathe. That break was necessary because sometimes you need to actually step back, not because you're quitting, but because you actually want to becoming back stronger, sharper, and more aligned with where the world is actually heading. Especially in the field of web development, which is my specialty, and a new specialty that I have started to pick up, which is AI. And I've got to say, coming back now, I see things a little bit differently today. Because today I just want to share not just where I have been, but also the excruciatingly important do's and don'ts of modern web development. And trust me, web development has never been easier than actually right now, and only if you do it right. Web development in 2025 is nothing like it was 5 years ago. Back then, spinning up a full stack application meant configuring Webpack, dealing with jQuery, which is just a mess, and then setting up API routes from scratch and fighting CSS. And then now fast forward to where Laravel, Livewire, Tailwind, Next.js, Astro, and even AI-assisted tools like GitHub Copilot have actually come in to revolutionize the workflow. And it's no longer just about how much code you write. It's about how efficiently and how smartly you build. And this brings me to my first point. The first do is that you need to focus on the tools that speed you up. I'll just say this, you cannot embrace the tools that actually add on to the boilerplate. Do embrace tools that remove the boilerplate completely. You shouldn't be writing authentication logic from scratch in 2025. Laravel, Breeze, Jetstream, Vault, all those things that came up over the years up till now when we have the new Livewire, the new React, the new Vue starter kits in Laravel, and then of course Next.js, all right? These give you secure authentication, user profiles, even team management in literally seconds, if not minutes. If you're using JavaScript frameworks, ladies and gentlemen, then Next.js, especially now Next.js 14, gives you app routing, it gives you server-side rendering with almost no setup. Vault and Livewire 3, which was now recently added into our Livewire starter kits, I think this is a dream team, ladies and gentlemen. You're not proving anything by struggling with setup, all right? So you just need to use what accelerates you. That's it. And now bringing myself to this second point. Don't chase shiny things for no reason. Because everyone in this world and their mother keeps on falling into the trap of chasing every new shiny JavaScript framework as if like this is the next goal, this is the next Ethereum, this is the next Bitcoin. Guys, don't fall into the trap of chasing every new shiny framework. Yes, it's good to explore, but you need to learn with intention. Don't jump into a new tool unless it solves a problem that you are having right now. So many developers spend months hopping between React, Vue, Svelte, Solid, but then they end up with nothing. Master your stack and then you optimize. That's all I can say. Don't chase the shiny things for no reason. The next thing is do understand the fundamentals. Even with all the abstraction of things nowadays, the hiding of all these whole level details, you still need to know your fundamentals. You still need to know HTML. You still need to know CSS. And you still need to know JavaScript. And I mean the why, not just the how. Because here's the thing. You need to know how your browser works. You need to know what server-side rendering and hydration and all those different terms mean. You need to know when to reach for client components and when not to, okay? Because these are things that are just within all these different kinds of frameworks, regardless of which framework you're going to. Whether it is you're going for a Python framework, you're going to a PHP framework, you're going to those front-end frameworks of JavaScript, or you're using Livewire. Frameworks are just tools, okay? But the carpenter, without knowledge of wood, will never build anything solid. Learn your core, and everything else becomes easier. The next don't I have is majorly for some of you guys who are trying to dodge this, and it's going to be a trigger for most of you backend developers. Don't ignore design and UX. So don't ignore user experience, okay? And design. Don't ignore all those different things. I know you're a developer, okay? But users don't care how elegant your backend code is because they don't even get to see it. They just care about how your app feels. Is it responsive? Does it make sense? Do buttons look clickable? Tailwind CSS, Radix UI, Headless UI, Bootstrap, whatever. They make design very much approachable. So embrace that. Good UX and UI isn't a bonus. It's the standard. It's actually the standard. Now, with that also incorporated into whatever it is that I'm about to say next, I need you guys to incorporate all those different do's and don'ts I have given you into this last one. Do learn AI-assisted development. Start learning how to work with AI. GitHub Copilot, ChatGPT, AI code reviewers, they don't replace you, but they make you 10 times faster. I have learned this from pure experience. I use Copilot to scaffold boilerplates. I write tests. I now write tests, ladies and gentlemen, and even suggest better ways of handling edge cases. And now, I think I'm building tools that use AI not just as a helper, but as part of the product itself. So if you're learning how to integrate large learning models, LLMs, or through APIs, or LangChain or Laravel's open AI clients, just start now. I think all those different things are going to assist you throughout your entire development series. And you're going to grow much faster and further beyond the senior devs that are out there right now, because they're comfortable. Take advantage of that comfort and actually start learning AI-assisted development. And then this is the last, amongst the last do's, I'm going to specify a few don'ts in between. So don't build in isolation, okay? Like there's one thing that I try as much as I can to avoid. I don't build in isolation. I don't build in silence. I always share what it is that I'm working on. And I'm about to share what else I've been working on in this month that I've been taking a break. So you need to share what you're working on, even if it's small. Your repo, your Twitter posts, your YouTube videos, your blogs, they all become a part of your networked portfolio. I remember there was a time, like maybe a few months back, some guy hit me up and they told me that they wanted me to work on a particular project. And I asked them if I needed to send anything like a portfolio or a CV or works that I've done before. And this is what they told me straight up. They've seen my LinkedIn, they've seen my latest app, and they've seen my YouTube posts. They didn't need to check anything else. They've also seen my website, which is online. And yeah, so listen, in 2025, your online presence is your resume. Collaborate, post your wins, even your bugs. The dev community is way more welcoming than you think. I've experienced this firsthand. And then access the ways to share everything, because sharing keeps you accountable. That's what brought me back. The next thing I'm going to say here is another do, all right? Ship, then iterate. Do ship fast and iterate. Let me put it like this. You don't need a perfect app to go live, okay? Use Laravel Vapor, for example. You can use Vercel. You can even use Netlify. Deploy all your MVPs, all those different things that you've been working on. Start small, get feedback, then refine. The myth of the perfect launch is something that I have been really struggling with. That myth of the perfect launch is dead. Agile is real, okay? Agile is real. Progress is greater than perfection, because there's no way you can ever get that perfect app online. Right now, Force HRM is live, and I'm going to talk about it on a separate video. I have been progressing myself in working towards a perfect application, and I got to realize this thing will never be perfect. There's always new things that I need to incorporate. There's always different things that I need to schedule on building, okay? And that's why I think releasing it right now is the best thing for the application itself, because I need to get feedback. And that feedback will enable my development process to become easier. So yeah, I think progress is greater than perfection. Now, another don't I think I should add over here, because that do was the last one. We ship, then iterate. So don't build things no one needs. I'll add this out of the blue because I don't build things just because they are technically impressive, okay? I build things that I needed. Like Force was a tool that I used in a previous job that I had, and we were using Excel sheets for HR management and accounts and all those different things. So I decided that I was going to build one tool that would enable us to use it for, sending LPOs and recording purchases, sales, and all those different things. But also, I built a HRM, which is now what Force has become. Because this HRM enabled us to manage up to 150 employees on one domain name. And we were able to, incorporate all these different Excel sheets that people were, self-generating. And then I was able to incorporate biometrics as well. So it was something very, very convenient. And at the point where I reached that level of convenience, instead of taking weeks to prepare a payroll, we took literally 2 days maximum. And that's what Force is today. So I will advise you, don't build things just because they are technically impressive. Ask yourself, who is this for? What problem does it solve? Will anybody use it? Building with empathy is what makes software meaningful, okay? Combined with AI and web skills, you're practically unstoppable. So yeah, I've been away. I've come back right now with sharper eyes. The world of web dev and AI is changing fast, but this is also more accessible than ever. So you don't need to suffer to build great things anymore. Just be intentional. You just need to learn fast. You just need to share as often as you can. And most importantly, you need to build with purpose. I'm excited to be back, and I've got a ton of content coming your way. Real stuff, building apps, integrating AI, launching startups. Everything I'm doing, I'll be documenting here. So if you're ready for that ride, please do indeed subscribe, like, comment what you're building. And I would love to hear from you, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make the next chapter of this channel count. So I think we are good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Please do indeed stay tuned. And as always, may God bless you all.